Welcome to the Hamsi Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Monday, April 9, 2012. For the markets, the S&P 500 futures saw a high of the day of 1382.75 and a low of the day of 1373.25. We closed at 1375. Today's volume was 1 million contracts, a lot lower than the 20-day moving average at 1.6 million contracts. For the Nasdaq futures, we saw a high of the day of 2748 and a low of the day of 2718.75. We closed at 2728.5. Today's volume was 190,000 contracts, lower than the 20-day moving average at 230,000 contracts. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at negative 1,737. The Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 1,596. There were 7 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 11 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, there were 235,000 contracts traded and 330,000 was the total premiums paid today. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio for April, it closed at 0.57, with 37% of the total premiums paid. For May, it closed at 0.61, which is neutral, with 31% of the total premiums paid. And for July, it closed at 1, with 14% of the total premiums paid. Okay, here we have the daily chart for ES. As you can see here, we had a flat day from the open, almost half a handle down, basically flat. So you can see here for the CI, we're no longer on red, but momentum on the CI dip continues to build to the downside. One thing to watch is that we're almost at a negative 3 sigma here on the daily chart. Other things to watch here on the daily chart, the 50-day moving average is at 1366, so we'll keep an eye on that 50-day moving average. Here we have the daily chart for CL. As you can see, we were down over 1%, but we must take into consideration that we were down almost to 100, which we touched today the 181, and we finished at 102, so we came back quite a bit from the lows, which is positive. For the VIX, on the daily chart, we gapped up on the open. That was due to Friday's sell-off on the futures. We're right now at 18.81. That's 12.63% up. But take into consideration that the VIX is gonna go higher because we had a 3-day holiday. So that's the VIX spot gonna go higher because of the 3-day. And we're now above the 50-day moving average. Our next target to the upside would be 21.24, and that's the one we're gonna keep an eye on to see what happens here. Okay, here we have the 30-year Treasury bond. So you can see we're up again today a lot. The upside target will meet some resistance, will be 141. We'll need to keep an eye on the 141 level. We need to break that for higher prices, and below that we're looking at the 137 level, which is the 200-day moving average right now. Okay, here we have the daily gold futures. We're watching at 1662 as our upper resistance. On the low side, we're watching to take the 1630, and then we're going to 1600. Those are our targets that we've been watching. So 1600 would be next to the downside if we're able to take last week's lows. If not, we're gonna probably have some resistance at 1662, which is the 20-day moving average. So keep an eye on those levels. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.